Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, we have completed change password and sign out part of cafe management system project. If you have not seen that video, just go to description and check out the link. In this video, we are going to write the code for category. So let us start with that. Let me open the VS Code. And here we have to go to the services and right click on this folder and open in integrated terminal. Then we have to create a service. So ng generate service and the service name will be category, and then we have to press enter. So it will create category service for us. So let me open this folder. You can see category service has been created over. So let me decrease the size of this one. And first we need to import something. So URL. So it will going to import from environment.api URL. And after that we also need to import in the constructor http client, this one. And after that we have to create few methods. So add method, first one. So data we need to pass in this one, and here we have to return this .http client .post method, this will be, and this .url plus, and here we need to write /category /add, and after that in the body we have to pass that data, and then we have to add headers and new http headers, and in this we just need to set content type, and after that here we have to write application /json. After that we have to just save this. So you can see we have to call this to add a new category, we have to call this API, and after that we need to update, we need to write the for update service. So here we also need to change this to update, put slash over here also and here also, and we also need to change this method to patch actually. So patch, and after that the next method is to get the data. So get category, and it should only return this .http client .get, and this .url we need to pass plus double quotes category /get, we need to call this one. Okay, and then save this, and you can see our service has been created. So after that we have to create a, let me delete this one, let me move to the material component, this folder, and after that we have to right click on this folder and open in integrated terminal, and here we have to write ng generate component manage category. We need to create a file category, and then we have to press enter. So it will create a component for us. So here you can see a component has been created. So let me delete this one and let me open this, and here after this we also need to route first. So let me go to the material routing.ts, this over this place, and here actually we need to write like path, and the path name will be category, and the component in which we want to route that. So whenever this path is going to trigger, so manage component, and after that we also want to can activate, right? So we have created this service, so route guard service, this one, and inside that we want to pass the data, right? So the data we are going to pass that expected role, and that role will be admin only. So for only admin this page is accessible. So let me go over here and let me write here category. So if we write this, it will going to route it to manage category, but here you can see this one is not visible activated because we did not write the code for button. So let me do that also. So for that we need to move to the shared folder, and in the share dot modules, sorry, menu items actually. And here we just need to copy this line of the code and paste it over here. And first state will be category. After that, here we have to write manage category, and the icon will be for category, and the role will be admin. So admin, and after that put a comma over here and save it. And after that it will refresh it. Here you can see it automatically, you can see it is selected, right? You can see it's working fine as expected. So after doing this, we have to generate a one more component over here. Okay, in the dialog. So right click on this dialog and open an integrated terminal. And here we have to generate generate component category. Only category we have to write. So all the like edit and add operations, we are going to like call this model, and we are going to do that. So category or dialog, you can say this one is created for. So in this dialog, a category has been created. So now let me delete this one, let me decrease the size of this one, and now we have to move to the manage category part. And here we are going to create tables and all. So let me move to the over here, and here we have to first like write displayed columns, and it should be of a string array type, and the value we are going to pass, the first will be name, and another one is will be edit. So this two, and after that we have to write data source. In this we are going to store all the data which we are going to get it from the backend whenever we hit the API. And response message any. So after that we also need to import few things. So here we have to write private category service, and we need to call category service, this one. You can see automatically imported from over there. So private ngx service ngx UI service, we need to call this one. Then we need to import dialog and mat dialog, this one. And after that we also need to display the messages. So snack bar service and snack bar service. And at last we need to import router. So router, this one, and we are going to import it from Angular route. Okay, so after doing this we have to start the like loader. We need to display the loader. So ngx service dot start, we are going to call this one. And after that we are going to create a method over here. So table data. So this method we are going to call whenever the page is going to load. So let me refresh this and save this. Sorry, write this and save this. After that, here we have to call this API. So get category, and in this we just not need to pass anything. So subscribe, and here we have to write response any, and in this condition we have to write ngx service dot stop the loader first, and this dot data source, and in this we are going to pass new mat table data source, and whatever the response we are going to get, we have to just pass it. So for this we have import actually, so this one from here, and whatever the data we are going to get in response, we are going to directly pass in the data source. And there's a maybe chance we get any error. So in the error we also need to display, and here we just need to write like this and then press enter. This dot ngx service dot stop, and here we are going to like write if any error dot error question mark dot message message, and this dot response message is equals to, we have to just copy and paste this part over here, and in else condition we are going to write this dot response message is equals to uh, global constant dot generics error. We need to import this one, and at last we need to display that error. So snack bar service dot open snack bar, and this dot response message comma global constant dot error, and then save this. And after that, one more thing here we need to do is, like, we also have a filter, right? So we want to display some data on the basis of that in tables. So for that we also need to write something. So apply filter and event, if any event is there, so event, and from Angular, from here we're going to import event. One second. Okay, so it will from, it does not need to, here you can see from Angular route we are going to call this event. One second. Actually we do not need to import it from here, so let me remove this, and it will, actually we do not need to import it from anywhere, so you can see automatically that error has been removed. Okay, so now here we have to write const and filter value and event dot target as HTML input element, this one, and from this we are going to get the value, and this dot data source dot filter, we are going to write filter is equals to filter dot trim, we are going to do that, and to lower case, this option we need to select, and then we have to save it. Okay, after doing this we are going to move to the HTML part of this one. So manage category HTML part, and here we are going to write mat card first, and here we have to write B and bold span, and here we have to write manage category, and after that here we are going to write like code for buttons. So whenever we want to add a new category, so we are going to call that button, so flat button, this one, and the color will be primary, and the class we have to write a float right. So as of now we does not have CSS, so we will write that later, and after that we have to click, and here we have to write add handle add action, this method we need to call. So as of now we does not have any method, so I'm going to create that. So let me open over here, let me paste that method name over here, and after that move back over here, and after that here we have to write add category, and here we also need to close the mat card. After that we are going to line, so HR I'm going to write, and then we have to write mat card, and here we have to write mat form field, this one, and appearance will be field, and mat label will be filter, and after that here we have to write input mat input, this one, and whenever the key ups, in that case we are going to call that, so key up, this one, and apply filter, and after that here we have to write dollar event and hash input, and then we have to save it. And after that outside of mat card, then we have to write HR, sorry, my bad, here HR. Now here we have to write div, and the class we have to call
One class we already created in the style over here, you can see this one. So we need to call this we need to use this css, so I'm just going to paste it over here. Responsive table, this one. And then we are going to write here table, so mat table, this one will be. And the data source, so data source is data source actually, so we are going to pass this one actually here, so this data source. And after that here we have to write class and mat asian dash js z8, and after that close it. Let me move a little bit up this one. Then we have to write ng container, this one. And here we have to write mat column def, and here we have to pass the first column name actually, so it will be the name. Here you can see this one we are going to pass, and inside of that we are going to write th, and here we are going to write mat header cell, this one. And strict mat header cell def, and here we have to just delete this part. And here we have to write name, and then we have to write td mat cell, and then start mat cell def. Delete this part, and let me, after that, okay, so here actually we need to write actually something, so let element, and here we have to display that value, so element dot name, and then we have to press save it. And after this we need to just copy this part of the code and one more time over here, and here we have to write edit, and the name we want to write here is action. And inside of this we just like here we just don't need this part, let me delete this one. And here actually we need to write here class action link, we have to write. And inside this we have to write create a button, so button will be there. And mat icon button will be there, and the color will be primary. And mat tooltip, so whenever you hover on that button, so it will show that message. For that we are using mat tooltip, so I want to show edit, and whenever someone click on it, so we have to call it method, so handle edit action, we are going to call this method. And whatever the value in this particular rows we are going to pass, so I'm going to write it. Let me decrease the size of this one so you can see at once. So element we need to pass, and as of now we does not have anything, so right, so I'm going to copy it, and here I'm going to create a method, and here we are going to write value any, and you can see, let me move back over to HTML page. So this we need to call, and here inside of this we need to write mat icon, and it should be of edit type, you can see. And after this we need to write few more lines of the code outside of this part and inside of the table. So here we have to write tr mat header raw, and mat header raw definition, and display columns. One second, we need to call this one this part, this one, and here we just need to paste it, and it should be of a sticky type actually, sticky true we need to write. And then we just need to close this one, you can see error has been removed. So tr mat raw, and after that here we have to write mat raw
diff, and here is let raw and columns and display what like this one. We just need to paste it and save this. So like we are able to display their data like this. So let me open this one. So when I move to the category, you can see we are able to see the name action, but the size is small, pretty small, so we will fix that. That is just a css. So you can see I'm writing the t, so you can see it able to filter. If I write pizza, it is able to filter it according to it. So let me write the some css so that we can fix like it and make it as full screen. So let me move to the over here, and first we are going to write float right and float right, this one, and mat card I want to padding 20 px, and after that table width we want to make it as 100%, and let's save this. And let me move back over here. So now it's look perfect as in quick overview video. So you can see, and whenever you can see a tooltip is visible when we hover on this button, you can see edit is visible, right? And if you want to search anything, let's say pizza, so you can see it's able to filter correctly. So now we have to write the code for like whenever we click on buttons, so like open the pop-up and we can hit the APIs. Those things we need to work. So now we have to move to the dialog part, and we have to move to the category, and in the category dot component dot ts we need to move over here, and here we need to write on add category. We need to emit, so new event. So it is we need to import it from code, Angular code. You can see from here we need to import this one, and after that here we just need to close this, and after that on edit category new event emit, and like after that category form we need to create, and it should be like any and equals to form group. And after that dialog action, what type of action will be, because we are going to handle edit and add both functionality in the same this page. So for that we need to write dialog action is of any, and we are going to initially make it as add, and dial and action button will be any, and it should be also add type. Okay, and after that we need to write for response message any and after that we need to import few things. Okay, so here we'll be first to inject whatever the data we are getting. So mat dialog data and public dialog data, and it should be any type, and after that private form builder and private category service, we need to call this one, so category service, and after that public we need to dialog reference and mat dialog, this one we need to import, and here we have to write category component, the same page which we have right now, and we also need to import the snack bar service. Okay, so also need to write here service, and after this we need to like write few lines of the code over here also. So we have to create the form first, so this dot category form, this one is equals to this dot form builder dot group, this one, and here we have to write name and it should be of null. And validators we need to import and required. And after that you can see and if we are also going to check that if the dialog data dot action, we are going to pass this value from our manage category to this category page. And in that the action we are going to put a name with the action, and the action we are going to check like if the action value is edit. So in that case what we need to do is we have to just this dot action dialog action, and we have to make it as edit, and this dot action, and here we are going to write update. And in the form we also need to put those data, so the category which we are going to get it in a form, so category patch value patch value. So this dot dialog data, this one, and dot data we are going to get the values in this variable. So we will put whatever the data we are going to put, we are going to put those data in this form. Like we are getting the name inside of data, we are going to put it in this. Okay, so those things we are going to do. After that, let's say the form has been submit, right? So submit. So there's a maybe chance is that not chance, actually the same method we are going to call, right? So for submit the button, so this dot dialog action we are going to check, and here we are going to write edit. If that our dialog action is edit, we are going to call some other method. If else, in else other method we are going to call. So those method we are going to create it over here. So add and edit, these two methods so whenever this one is there edit, so this dot edit we need to call, and in else condition with this dot add we need to call. Okay, and then save this. After that we have to write the code for add. So here we have to write var form data and equals this dot category form dot value, and var data is equals to, and here we have to write name form data dot name, and after that we need to call the service. So category category service, this one dot add, and in this we just need to pass the data dot subscribe. Let me decrease the size of this one, let me move a little bit up this one, and here we need to write response any we get, and here we have to write this dot dialog reference, this one we want to close, and we also want to emit. So this on add category dot emit, this one, and this dot response message is equals to response dot message, and this dot snack bar service dot open snack bar, and this dot response message, and here we have to just pass success or make it as blank. And after that there's a maybe chance that it will occur, so in that case we have to display those errors. So this dot dialog reference dot close, we are going to close this dialog reference, and here we are going to write if error dot error question mark dot message, and if this, then this dot response message is equals to error question mark dot message, and in else condition we are going to like this dot response message is equals to global constant dot generate this error, and after that we need to display that. So this dot response this dot is snack bar, actually snack bar service dot open snack bar, and this dot response message comma global constant dot error. We need to call this and we have to save this. After that we have to just going to copy the same whatever we have right now. We are going to copy this part and paste it in edit actually, and we will do few modifications over here. So first we are going to do is we are going to change this to add to edit, sorry, update actually, update. And the second we are going to do is we are also expecting data, right, like id we want to pass. So whenever we are clicking on this edit button, so we also need to pass a id from this tables we are going to pass. So those things we also need to pass. So here we are going to write id this dot dialog data. From dialog data we are going to get dot data dot id. We are expecting it from here. And after that we also need to emit some different, so we have to just change this one to on edit category, this one. And then we have to just save this. So our edit api is method is also ready. You can see form data we are getting, and id from dialog data, and name from form, whatever the form data, and we are passing it to update. We are going to subscribe and then close the dialog, emit it, whatever the response we are getting we are going to pass it, and in the error we are going to close the dialog, and after that we are displaying that message. So now we have to move to the HTML part of this one. So let me delete this, and here we have to write mat toolbar color. So color will be primary, and here we have to write mat toolbar raw, this one. And here we have to write fx layout out, and here we have to write raw, and here we have to write a span, and here we have to write class, and it should be title center, and whatever the dialog value, dialog data we have to display. So dialog log data, and from that we are going to get the value action, and after that we have to write category. And so after that just save it, and let me move outside of this mat toolbar, and here we have to write mat dialog, and here we have to write content. So dialog mat dialog content, this one, and class mat, this one, Afi. And after that here we have to write form, and here we have to write form group, and here we have to call the category form which have been created over here. So let me move a little bit up. So this form we need to pass, and after that we have to create a div and flex and fx layout is equals to column, and after that here we have to write mat form field, this one, and the appearance will be fill, and fx flex, and the first mat label, this one, and here we have to write name, then we have to write input mat input, this one, form controller name, and that name will be name actually, and after that this one is required, and then we have to display the mat error. So star ng if category form This one let me copy because multiple of times we need to write. Let me decrease the size of this one for now. Category form dot controls dot name dot touched and it should be dirty. So category dot controls dot name dot invalid. So in both cases we are going to, okay, and after that here a span star ng if, and here we need to pass category dot form controls dot name dot errors dot required. In that case we need to display this message: this field is entry, and then we have to just save it. Okay, after that here actually we also need to put one more column, div over here. So let me paste it over here, and here the name will be actually raw wrap, and also remove this one fx flex layout fx, this part, and let me close that div below this mat form field. Okay, so our this mat dialog has been completed. So we also need few buttons over here. So mat dialog content, dialog actions, this one we need over here, and we want to align it to center, and then we want button. So button, and it should be mat raised button, this one, and the color primary, and after that type will be submit, and the click we are going to call handle submit method, this one, and after that we also need to disable this, so or enable this button according to some conditions. So the condition will be category form dot valid and category form dot dirty, and here we have to just outside of this we need to write action. What type of action will be add or update? So we are going to get it from that variable, and after that right click on this format document. You can see it automatically wrap at one, like complete the screen, and after that we are going to create one more button. So the button will be mat raised button, and the color will be primary, and it mat dialog close, this one will be, and let me delete this part, and here we have to write close, and let's save this. So our category model or dialog code has been also been completed. So we need to put some css. So we are going to go to the Signup, and from here we are going to copy this css, and moving back over here in the category we are going to paste that css, and after that we need to move to the manage category page. Here you can see, and then we have to call some method. In this methods we have to write the codes to call those component, category component you can say, or dialog you can say. So let's write here const dialog config, this one, and new mat dialog config, this one we need to, and then dialog config dot data, we need to pass that data, and inside of that action we want to pass that variable, so it should be add, and after that dialog config dot width we want to declare that, so it will be 850 px, and then we have to write const and dialog reference, this one, this dot open dialog dot open this one, and we need to pass that category component this one, and dialog config this one we also need to pass, and we also need to subscribe this route. Let's say if we this route is category, right? So we also want to subscribe this route. Let's say we get 401 or 403 access. In that case it will route to login page, but model will not close. To close that model we have to write that code. So here we have to write this dot router this one dot events this one and dot subscribe that, and here we need to write equals, and this dialog reference, we need to write dialog reference dot close. We need to write this one, actually we need to write, so just we paste it over here, and this one close and put semicolon. It's giving us some kind of error. Okay, we don't need to write this, just write dialog dot close. Okay, after that put semicolon. Okay, so till now we are able to open the dialog, right? And after that whenever someone is emit like put submit button, so it will call this one, right? So in that case we need to refresh our table. So for that we have to write the code now. So const sub here and dialog reference this one dot component instance this one on add category dot subscribe, and here we have to like go to the right here response and equal this one like this, and this dot table data we need to call this method. Okay, so let me save this and let me show you like it's working or having an issue. Let me click on, you can see a pop-up has been opened. So let me write here test and let me click on add. You can see category added successfully and test has been added successfully. So let me add one more. Let me add here cake, and let me open this inspect model and network tab, and let me clear these things and let me click on add. You can see a adder has been called. You can see the post is there and payload is cake, and preview you can see category added successfully. It means that it's working fine. So now let me move back over here, and here we need to move to this handle edit action, right? So first we are going to copy this complete line of the code in this place, and then we will do some modifications. So here first action will be edit type. Okay, and the path these things will be same, this part will be the same, this is also same, going to be same. Okay, and one more thing we need to pass it over is data. So whatever the data we are going to get in the values value actually, multiple things we are going to get it. So I'm going to write here values and values, so it will pass that data inside of this. So let me open this and let me click on edit, and you can see we got the data, and you can see this one edit has been changed and update has been changed. When I click on add, it will show add and add. If I go for edit, it will show edit and update. So let me write here one and let me try to update. You can see okay, I think it's not able to update it. I think once again let's try once again, one and update. Category updated successfully. We are getting that message, but it's not able to update it. Let me check it out. So let me move to the code actually, and here you can see we are calling on add category whenever this one is emit. So as of now it is not emitting for edit. So let me show you. So here we are emitting for edit actually. So that's a mistake. So in that case what happened is it's not calling these tables. So that's the reason we are not able to see that. So let me change that and let me write a cake one again, and let me try to update. You can see it's calling that method, and we are the data has been updated over here. So it means that category is working as expected. So this is all about category part of cafe management system project. I hope you guys like this video. So please hit like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.